Hey everybody, welcome to the broadcast. Today is May 18th, 2024. It is 9 p.m. CST here in the Midwest. And today we're going to talk about emerging technologies and just AI tech in general, and technologies that we should expect to see soon. There we go. Hey everybody, welcome to the broadcast. I think that worked. Hold on, let me see. It is 9 p.m. CST here in the Midwest, May 18th, 2024. 3 years marks the day of my mother's passing. And I feel like in the last 3 years, I definitely have had some growth, achieved some goals. Also, I just finished my IT support certificate the other day, so I have a professional certificate now, which is an amazing feeling. And involved in a few good projects and hackathons coming up, and just, ready for the summer. So hold tight. I'm going to get the broadcast started soon. And make sure to like and share.
It's a weird time for technology right now, but then again, when is it not? Every decade, there's a technological leap that makes the recent past look like ye old days of cavemen, and we're not even done yet. The future is coming, and it will usurp everything. Not necessarily in a good way. These are 20 emerging technologies that will change our world. Number 20. Mojo Vision Prototype. First up, we have some sort of Terminator-style augmented reality contact lenses. These smart contacts are the creation of a company called Mojo Vision. They claim that this is the next milestone in wearable technology, somewhere between smartphone and augmented humans. It is a new stage in virtual reality. Most of us are familiar with virtual reality in one way or another, either through its depiction in films or its increasing use in video games, and even on theme park rides. Virtual reality is here already, but the real potential for its use is yet to be discovered. Since the 1930s, people have been imagining a world where virtual reality exists, and then in the 1960s, the beginnings of the technology as we understand it today were beginning to take shape. There were novelty machines, which incorporated different sensory experiences for the user, including smells and sounds to enhance the reality, but these were mostly confined to amusement arcade-style machines. Virtual reality headsets that are available to consumers in the present use some sort of gesture-based technology with their experience. The wearer has all vision blocked out by the headset, and what they can see is replaced by images that augment a different reality. Their view adjusts as they move their head, giving the impression that their line of sight is real. These immersive pieces of tech have been adapted for different sorts of gameplay and to build virtual realities for many human experiences. These contact lenses go a step further and have the potential to remove the need for headsets, as the visual aspect can be applied directly to the user's eye and incorporates hardware features and technologies that are embedded into the lens itself. This provides the user with eye tracking, display, and communications, all accessible in their eye at any given time. The initial purpose for these lenses is to provide additional sight for the partially blind. The plan is to develop the product as a device for people with low vision, augmenting and enhancing their environment while making things like road signs easier to see. But the plans for the future are bold and may yet to include that Terminator-style vision for all of us. Before we go on, like this video, smash the subscribe button, and click the notification bell right now, or this centipede will crawl on your face when you're sleeping. Now it's time for the sweet topic. Is Walt Disney frozen in a cryonics lab? A lot of people think so. And crazy as that may sound, cryogenic freezing is actually real. The idea behind it is in the hope that they can be resurrected in the future. There are literally labs all over the world full of billionaires who were frozen in a desperate attempt to dodge death. Many of them were dying at the time, and the idea is to unfreeze them when a cure for their respective illnesses is found. However, it's not a perfect science right now, but if it does work, it will truly change the world, as it may end up curing death. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below using the hashtag #SweetTopic. Number 19. Artificial intelligence and machine learning. Now, we're all becoming very rapidly acquainted with the idea of AI and its uses in everyday life. It's suddenly become a major issue for the creative industry, and there are fears that the use of the available types of AI are beginning to dilute and homogenize the written word. Not to mention what the visual stuff can do in terms of creating deep fakes. It is a scary and interesting time to be a human. Artificial intelligence and machine learning are two phrases that are thrown around frequently these days.
Thrown around
Machine learning
willy-nilly.
is technically a subset of the overall category of AI, which is the general ability of computers to be able to emulate human thought and to perform certain tasks in the real world. The notion of machine learning refers to the stuff like algorithms and technology that makes the systems that can see patterns, make decisions, and effectively learn through the repeated use of data. Generally, we've reached a point where artificial intelligence is now being used in many ways in our lives, and we're not always entirely aware that it's there. The fear of AI technologies is now becoming a real-world problem. There are risks of job loss as businesses replace people with cheaper AI-based options. Robots don't need stuff like
AI is not cheap. I'm just throwing that out there. I hear him and I hear the fears, but AI isn't cheap. Cloud isn't cheap. Storage isn't cheap. Servers still ain't cheap.
breaks or payments for their labor, and there are also ethical questions when it comes to the data mining that these things
Imagine making $453,000 in
of images and the inevitable bad actors that have access to these technologies, because deepfakes are already showing just how damaging the technology can be to individuals. It may be too late to slow down this progress, but do we need to ask questions about what it all means for us as human beings? Or should we just keep on blindly hurtling towards the future? Let's get into a discussion about it down below in the comments, shall we? Number 18. The Internet of Things. So next up, we have this rather vague sounding idea. The Internet of Things is actually a network made up of interconnected devices that can connect and exchange data between themselves. Now, these are usually devices that have stuff like sensors and software that enable their connectivity. These can be all manner of things, and that word in this case just means whatever contains the tech that joins the network, from a human being with a heart monitor implant to an animal with a microchip, or even a car with sensors to determine things like tire pressure, or pretty much any other object that can be given its own internet protocol or IP address to use to transfer data. As tech advances, the Internet of Things, or the IoT, as the hip kids say, is beginning to incorporate stuff like artificial intelligence and machine learning in the process of data collection. It seems like this connectivity makes a lot of stuff seem easier, but what might it mean in the long run? Number 17. Wearables and augmented humans. Although we're increasingly familiar with wearable technology, with items like fitness trackers and the ubiquitous Apple Watch now commonplace in our lives, the future of wearables is just a bit weirder than you might expect. Some people seem to be really rather attached to their phones, to such the extent that we often joke that it would need surgical removal. But what if you could actually assimilate your cell phone into your body? Would you want to? And why might this be useful? Honestly, if you're completely addicted to your phone, then you may well see no reason not to, but there's something just the tiniest bit odd about becoming so very intertwined with our devices that we literally let them inside of our bodies. But that's what tech companies are working towards. Since the development of the cloud and the advancement in nanotechnology, it's become possible to make personal devices do more advanced and perhaps useful things. These machines are integrated into our lives. They record how many steps we take each day, what food we eat, where we go and who we see, what we buy, and even how fast our hearts are beating. The data